How do you help your thyroid heal or stay in optimal health without even taking one supplement, just by the simple hacks at home? The very first one is optimize the iodine absorption by your thyroid. Iodine is one of the most important minerals for all of the cells in the body, but particularly to the thyroid. Let's say with the thyroid today. And the thyroid has little cell receptors that allow the iodine to lodge in it and allow the iodine to go into the cell. But there is some other elements, non-organic minerals, chemicals that can mimic the iodine and not only make their way, use that same receptor to make their way in, but not only they are making themselves in, and actually now they are a toxic chemical into the cell, but they're also blocking the iodine to get into the cell. And those elements I'm talking about, they are in the same periodical table as the iodine. So if you look at the chemistry table and you look at iodine, so things like fluoride or chloride, what do? So if you are having iodine in your diet, not iodine, chloride or fluoride in your environment, and you are consuming it, it will be lodging into the iodine receptor, not only preventing the iodine from absorption. So step number one, you can be taking iodine supplements but not being able to get them into the cell because that cell receptor is now hijacked, but you are also pushing chloride and fluoride into your cell. So where does that come from? Fluoride and chloride could be coming from your water system. It could be coming from your shower. It could be coming from the city water if you don't know, or even well water if you don't know how you are filtering your water system. And if there is chloride or fluoride in it, you may be actually drinking it, showering with it, and transdermally you are absorbing that iodine and that chloride, that's fluoride and that's chloride, into your cells and lodging the iodine, preventing every cell in your body actually, but especially the thyroid. The second thing is fluoride toothpaste. So by a very simple, these simple steps, two simple steps, by using a shower filter and a water filter system that remove fluoride and chloride from your water, you are reducing not only your chemical exposure, but you're also optimizing your iodine absorption. And just by switching to a fluoride-free toothpaste, you are also preventing to swallowing that fluoride or using it in your ENT area and then lodging into the thyroid. So that's a simple step that you can start doing right away. The second one is avoiding inflammatory food is very important to your thyroid. The most detrimental food for your thyroid will be food that's very high in sugar, of course, but also inflammatory food because of the chemicals in it. So I'm really focusing on chemicals for this session for you. So I really want you to actually be aware that processed food has way more chemicals than whole food, that conventional food has more pesticides, it has more glyphosate, it has more chemicals in it. So if you can buy from a farmer's market that you trust, buy locally, buy even frozen food. They don't use as many chemicals in frozen food and frozen vegetables than even fresh, unfortunately, because they don't have to live on a shelf. So you don't have to have a shelf life that's as long. So ideally organic, if you can, locally from a farmer that you trust, then the next step will be organic frozen or non-organic frozen, and then the worst you can eat is actually fresh conventional because it has the most amount of chemicals. So staying away from chemicals in your diet, stay away from inflammatory food, stay away from dairy. Butter tends to be a little bit better. Butter tends to be a little bit better, but I would say stay away from those things because they tend to be a little bit inflammatory, and I don't have your whole health history, but remove it for a couple of weeks and see how you feel. The very last thing that I want to also address is when it comes to hypo or hyper, you may do better with certain food than the others. For example, cruciferous vegetables are amazing if you have hyperthyroid, but you may not do well if you have hypo. So before you go in a very specific diet for the thyroid by looking up diet for thyroid, make sure that you talk to your health professional, that you cannot go wrong by eating whole food, staying away from refined sugar, and eating as organic as you can. The last thing I want to talk about is castor oil pack. This is safe for everyone to do, especially if you're starting with just 5 minutes. Buy organic castor oil in a glass bottle so we don't have the plastic like leaching in it, and you can start by just literally putting it over your thyroid. Sometimes I just have my patient do that, not even use the pack. So you can start by just doing that. Then the second thing, you can start putting a pack over it. You can make your own pack, so you can look it up, or you can do the castor oil pack that you can put all around. One of my favorite is the Queens of Throne castor oil pack. It's very easy to do. They are reusable, so you don't have to just throw it away after one use. And again, I would always recommend starting with like 5 minutes if you've never done it before. If you've never used castor oil packs in other areas, if you're not working with a health professional, start by at least using it for just 5 minutes and see how you feel, and let me know how we can assist you.